We all get sick from time to time, but getting sick in itself is an alarm that something is wrong with our body. If we start to ignore the symptoms of our illness, things will gradually worsen over time until we find ourselves in a situation where nothing can be done. In our lives, on the journey toward our desired goals, we often get encountered by various feelings that are hard to get by. In reality, these feelings are the symptoms that our paths have been shifted from the ones that will lead us to success, to an inevitable failure. This video is the second part of this series. If you haven't already watched the first video in which we explained how to get successful, go check that out, and let's continue with the video. No one is immune to these negative feelings, and even the most successful people experience them from time to time, but the important thing is to recognize them first, so that some corrective action can be taken. These negative feedbacks can be broken down into 7 parts. Let's look at each one of them one by one to get more clarity. When we were little kids, we learned that the way of solving our problems was by showing frustration towards our parents and elders, so they might help us fulfill our desires instantly. When we grew up, we realized that not all of our desires can be achieved immediately, but we still unconsciously show frustration towards our problems, and this simply does not work in adult life. Frustration is an emotional feeling which develops whenever some important goal cannot be realized. We all must suffer some sort of frustration by the very fact of being human, and it's only when a frustrating experience brings excessive emotional feelings of deep dissatisfaction and futility that it becomes a symptom of failure. Chronic frustration usually means that the goals we have set for ourselves are too unrealistic. One way of dealing with frustration is to imagine how would you feel if you succeeded, and then feel that now. Misdirected aggression and frustration follow each other like day and night cycle. We may be angry at our boss, but we tend to take it out on our wife or husband. Misdirected aggressiveness can cause you a lot of trouble by creating new problems instead of solving the old ones. The same energy can be used for achieving worthwhile goals. A useful technique is to let out the emotional steam that is stored inside you through exercise or by just simply doing some work. The feeling of insecurity is based upon a concept or belief of inner inadequacy. A great deal of insecurity is not because our inner resources are inadequate, but because we use a false measuring stick. We compare our actual abilities to an imagined ideal self, and then we try to defend it. This effort to defend our self-image breeds more insecurity. The solution to insecurity is seeing the reality as it is. If you are perfect and superior now, then there is no need to fight. If you are caught trying real hard, it may be considered evidence that you are not superior, so don't try. Loneliness is a way of protecting our idealized self from criticism, hurt, and humiliation. All of us are lonely at times. It is a natural penalty we pay for being human beings, but it is the extreme and chronic feeling of loneliness, of being cut off and alienated from other people, that is a symptom of failure. The lonely personality is afraid of other people. A lonely person often complains that he has no friends and that there are no people to mix with. In most cases, he unwittingly arranges things in this manner that it is up to other people to come to him, to make the first move, to see that he is entertained. It never occurs to him that he should contribute something to any social situation. Doing and enjoying things with other people helps us to forget ourselves. We become more interested in something other than maintaining our shams and pretenses. As we get more interested in our surroundings, we feel less need for our idealized self-image. We become more natural. The more we do this, the more we feel comfortable just being ourselves. The greatest mistake a man can make is to be afraid of making a mistake. Uncertainty is a way of avoiding mistakes and responsibility. It is based upon the fallacious premise that if no decision is made, nothing can go wrong. Being wrong holds untold horrors to the person who tries to conceive of himself as perfect. He is never wrong and always perfect in all things. Realize that it is not required that a man to be 100% right at all times. It is the nature of things that we progress by making mistakes. We cannot change or correct nothing. We must consider the known facts in a situation and then choose the one which seems to offer the best solution. Resentment is a way of making us feel important. Many people get a perverse satisfaction from feeling wronged. The victim of injustice, the one who has been unfairly treated, is morally superior to those who caused the injustice. Resentment is also a way, or an attempt, to wipe out or eradicate a real or fancied wrong or injustice that has already happened. It is an emotional rehashing or refighting of some event in the past. You cannot win because you are attempting to do the impossible, changing the past. Resentment is not caused by other persons, events, or circumstances. It is caused by our own emotional responses and our reactions. We alone have power over this, and we can control it if we firmly convince ourselves that our self-pity is not the way to happiness and success, but a way to defeat and unhappiness. If you are enjoying the videos so far, please make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment behind. Many of the feedback mentioned earlier doesn't necessarily lead to failure. You may find people who are successful even though they were frustrated and resentful. To us it may seem like success, but to them it means emptiness. What good is such success when we have sacrificed our abilities to enjoy? A person who has the capacity to enjoy finds enjoyment in many ordinary and simple things in life. He also enjoys whatever success in a material way he has achieved, whereas a person whose capacity to enjoy is dead, can find enjoyment in nothing. No goal is worth working for, nothing is worthwhile, and life is a terrible bore. This is the worst kind of failure a person can endure. You may have succeeded materially, but you failed internally. The contents of this video were taken from the book called Psyco Cybernetics. If you are interested in more, you can buy the book online from the given link in the description. And as always, thank you for watching.